I think that just looking at this and looking at the calendar of all of these events from the 1970s to 1988, it proves that the wheels of government move slowly.
We know that.
From the transfer from the Pringles and the other residents in the area to create this beautiful facility, the next step was never achieved because there was this fund set aside that just kind of sat there. Our family was up in the Eau Claire area looking at a nature center, and I used to teach nature studies when I was teaching school in Kenosha for many years. And we walked out of this place in Fall River, Wisconsin, and we said, why can't we have something like this in Kenosha? So we started discussing that when we got back and discovered that there was a pile of money set aside to build one. And it had been sitting there for 20 years. And it was a very generous donation from the Pringle family, but it wasn't big enough to put the building together. So we started working on some partnerships and ended up with the vision for creating this facility. But then there was a question of who's going to run it. We don't have naturalists on staff at the county. We can't assign a county supervisor to come and deal with it. So we did a partnership with the KYF for a short period of time, and they had somebody that they could assign here as part of the contract. Bob Cuney, who was on the board at the KYF and was someone that we had done some work with at the county, he had designed the county center at 45 and 50, was very interested in putting this building together. And he would come up with designs, and there was never enough money to figure out how to do it. So we had some county money, we had the Pringle money, and Bob Cuney was in the process of putting up some buildings, like that was what he did for a living, and discovered some contributions that were available from some of the contractors. There was some construction project going on that had leftover block and leftover some equipment, and that was generously donated. So we ended up being able to get the building finished and having somebody operate it. And I'm glad that it's back in business. It was closed for a while, and that was a great disappointment. But I think the facility is here. It's now being used a lot, and it's being managed very well. And I'm happy to be here and see something that we put together that long 15 years ago that is functioning. And thank you very much for the good work you're doing. So that's it. Any questions? Ask John Rudy. He knows.